All right. I feel pretty confident that you guys know 20, 21, 22. No problems. Those are just FOIL, right? I mean, is there anyone that needs me to go over a FOIL problem? Okay, let's put phones away. Get earbuds out of ears, please. Thank you. All right, so then 23. And I know that some of you aren't doing particularly well with factoring at GCF, so make sure you write this down. So when you look at this page, you come to this kind of problem. Like I could break this down to 3 times 7. And I could break this down to 7 times 5. And then I basically have m to the 4th. And the reason I didn't go m is I only had m's over here. So I have this in common. That's my greatest common factor. So if you factor that out, then you're left with a 3 plus 5m to the 4th. And that's how you do number 23. There's nothing more to it than that. Definitely. There it goes. So that looks like, what is it, D? Or no, B. Okay, and then number 24 is done the same way. 24, we have negative 6v to the 4th plus 3v to the 3rd plus 21v squared. So let's break everything down that we can. So 6 breaks down, I have a negative. Three doesn't break down. 21 breaks down to 3 and 7. All right, so it looks like I have 3. Is there any other numbers in common between those? Numbers. And then I happen to have 2 v's total I could take out of each. Agree? So that means that there's a 3, and VV is V squared. And then what do I have left? Well, here I have negative 2V squared plus V plus 7. And that one's done. 24, 3V squared. Which one do you think it is? D? So, Roger. And then 25 is done the same way. So I have 4k to the 3rd minus 12k squared. So that's 2 times 2, and then k minus, that's going to break up to 3 and 4. 4 breaks down to 2 and 2, so I get 3, 2, 2, kk. And it looks like I can factor, I have 2 of these, and I have 2 of these. There's no more numbers to factor. Then I can factor out 2 of these and 2 of these. So that leaves a 4k outside, or 4k squared, minus a, just k minus 3. 4k squared. Is that C? Make sense? All right. So now, rather than reteaching something, if you didn't get it the first time, me reteaching it over 4 minutes isn't going to make it solidify. So let me just show you how to go through and manipulate these problems, these last 4 problems on this page. Okay, so if you know how to factor, please by all means go for it. Okay, if you're like, I don't remember how to factor, staring at it isn't going to make factoring come back. Agree? Agree? I've seen people sit there and stare at a problem for half an hour. No, I'm trying to think about this. What are you thinking about? How to factor? It's been 30 minutes. It's x squared minus 9. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. You don't need any equations. Well, that packet right there, you got to use. Yeah. Yeah, I squeeze extra stuff. All right, so friends, how are we going to make these workable? So let's pick just number 29. Now I'm not going to do number 29 by factoring it. I'm going to do number 29 by saying, okay, answer A is 7x plus 6, x plus 5. Let's FOIL this. Bless you.
Thank you. So use the process of elimination?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just showing you how to go through the answers. If you're like, okay, I'm stuck. Okay, so for number 29, number 29's problem is 7x squared plus 29x minus 30. Is this the same answer as what the original problem is? No, it's not A. Okay, now, and again, I'm just showing you, bless you, I'm showing you that some of you do indeed know how to factor, which is great, but some of you are like, I don't remember how to factor. Again, you're not going to learn factoring in the next 3 days if you don't know how to factor. Okay, and I'm not trying to be mean about that. I'm just trying to be real, so I'm trying to give you a fighting chance. Okay, so then I'm going to FOIL this one. Okay, so I go 7x squared plus 35x plus 8x plus 40. So that's 7x squared plus 43x plus 40. So my original question is 7x squared plus 29x minus 30. Is that the same thing? No. Okay, so I'm just going through, and the nice thing is I'm not giving you a lot of these. Like if you have 2 or 3 of these on there, if you have to go through and do this process, you're fine. Okay, we'll never know whether you did it right or wrong. Hey, why can I eliminate C right away?
Because there's only 3 times x.
Yeah, you get a 3x times x. Oops, minus 4. Yeah, so if you do this one, you're like, oh, I get 3x squared. You could stop there because it's not 7x squared. So C is not the answer. So, my friends, we just worked through the first 3 and didn't get the answer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's got to be D. Okay? Well, and I mean, please know this. When I create these tests, I don't say, okay, they're going to do it this way, so I'm going to make D always. I mean, that was just coincidental that happened in that place. I mean, it could be very possible where you're like, okay, you do A. Holy cow, I got the answer. It's done. And then there's no reason. Don't be the kid who goes, well, I'm going to just work them all out and see which one works. Well, did the first one work? Well, yeah, that's the same. Okay? But I'm going to work out the rest. There's your sign. So I'm not trying to be mean about it. It's just over my career, I've seen all kinds of sillies. Yes, sir? Oh, yeah, I thought you had your hand up. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, so 30 through 34 are just FOIL the answers. If you can't factor it, multiply the answers together. You know, we've had 5 different Algebra 1 teachers look at this final. I'm pretty sure the answers are there because we all seem to get the right answer. But it's always kind of silly when it's like someone will be like, oh, I think this one's A. No, it's not A. You're a teacher. So we make fun of each other. So friends, does everyone feel a little bit better about factoring? Like if you don't know how to do it, again, it's something that is a skill that we would like you to have. It's a skill that you will use in later math classes. But there's no way I'm going to have you learn it between now and Monday if you don't know it. Yeah. 28. C, you think? I would say C. Yeah, it's definitely C. Yeah. Did I work that out wrong? Oh, I didn't work out. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Did you do it the way I just showed you by just foiling out? And it worked out nicely, didn't it?
I did. Okay, so you see how A, B, D all
Oh, I love your test taking skills. You listened yesterday. Appreciate you. You're absolutely right. So, Jason's when he was looking at some of the problems, started realizing just the signs. And if you can do that, then you can start crossing off some. Love it. Good deal. Then we get to the parabolas. Okay? The parabolas, if you're totally getting stuck on the parabola, the best thing that you can do with that kind of situation is, gosh, I don't even know what you can do. You can look at the graph. I'm just trying to think how we could. Yeah, I mean, 35, when you look at it, I would just say write down this information, and then we could decipher. I'm going to write down each of the questions, and you have to look at the picture. I'm not going to try and redraw the picture because you've seen me draw all year, and I don't draw well. You don't want to review? All right, so this problem will go left 3, up 1, and that's for the vertex. This will go right 3, down 1. This will go left 3, down 1, and this one will go right 3, up 1. Okay? Now, how did I get those? So all I'm doing is right now, I'm just going to look at the vertex. That vertex went from 0, 0. Did I go right or left to get the 3 from 0, 0? I went right. Okay? Okay, so I went right. That's the first thing I looked at. I went right. It's one of these. Okay? So it's one of those. And then what else did it do? It went down 1. This is the answer. Okay, so if you understand, the grouping is always shifting the opposite right-left direction, you would think. If it's not grouped, meaning a number's outside the parentheses, it shifts up if it's positive, down if it's negative. So that's all I had to do with that problem. I just had to realize that a normal parent function parabola happens at 0, 0. Ours went this way, like this. So what do we have to do from the red to the blue? Well, we went right. Okay, he said grouped. It goes the opposite way when grouped, right or left. Okay, so that's why B works. Then I get to 36, and 36 is almost a gimme. What is the axis of symmetry? What do you guarantee the axis of symmetry is? The axis of symmetry always goes through what point on every parabola? No. The axis of symmetry will cross the axis of symmetry will go across the x-axis, definitely. But what point on the parabola can you guarantee that every parabola has, no matter if it opens up or down? No, not 0. The middle, what's the middle called? Vertex. Okay, so what's my vertex on number 36? 3 comma negative 1. The axis of symmetry always goes through the x component of that. So what is my axis of symmetry? B. X equals 3. The axis of symmetry is always x equals. So if you know that, you can eliminate C and D, and it always goes to the vertex. Yeah. Okay. The axis of symmetry is always the x component of the vertex. It will never switch to the y component of the vertex, even when they open sideways, which you won't see in high school. Okay? So it's always, so think about the vertex, and it's always the first value of the vertex. And the first value of the vertex, if you don't understand that a point is x comma y, you're going to miss it. Okay? So then 37, it says, identify the vertex. Well, what does the vertex appear to be on that picture? Negative 2 and up 3. I like that. Negative 2, 3. So if you know that, you can eliminate your A and B value. Agree? And then let's see. Our Q value looks like it's 0 something. Oh, you know what? So 36, the answer was B. Yeah, it's missing one of the lines. Hang on, I'm just looking. You know what? You know what's silly on this one? Oh, shoot. I agree with you on the point 0.7. I do like that point. Unfortunately, we have them labeled wrong. And I'm positive you will not see one like number 37. The ones that you'll see would say, what's the axis of symmetry? What's the vertex? And then what's the equation?
So there's no answer?
Yeah, there's not an answer on that one. Yeah, so 37, there's not an answer. It was misprinted. Sorry about that, friends. So 37 didn't work out real well. 38, gosh, I hope 38 works out. Vertex looks at like 0, 1. So it's either A or C. Oh, come on, please be right. Our p-value looks like negative or negative 1, 0. Our q value is 2, negative 3. I think it's got to be C. Oh, good. We got one right. So on those problems, there's, if you saw that kind of problem, look at the points. Whatever points don't work, you can cross off. And I guess with process of elimination, you might get real lucky with that. What number did we go up to? 42? Is that what we did? Okay. Problem number 39. So first off, what is the vertex on 39? So we have a problem that is listed like this. Y equals 2, x minus 2 squared minus 3. So this value and this value, so it's opposite this value, same this value for the vertex every time. So the vertex is at 2, negative 3. Okay? So let's look for 2, negative 3 for an answer for the vertex. What 2 can we get rid of? Look at the vertex. 2, negative 3. So we get rid of A. Oh, sweet. A, B, and C can't work because they're not the vertex. So I can just stop working there and say, well, duh, ABC didn't work, so it's got to be D. But it's just a matter of you logically going through this test and doing it appropriately. Okay? And again, when it's multiple choice, I don't see the way you do it. So if it says, hey, use this method on this problem, well, if you do a method you're better at, use the method you're better at. All right, 40, I think it's done about the same way. Y equals negative 3, x plus 2, quantity squared plus 4. So the vertex of this, it's always opposite, same. So that's negative 2, 4. That's my vertex. Okay, so negative 2, 4 is my vertex. So what values can I get rid of on number 40 right away? B. I can get rid of A, I don't need. B won't work. C works. D won't work. Guys, how much math have we really just done? We identified the vertex, which should be a relatively simple concept. And then we use a process of elimination to get our answer. Okay? And I'm just trying to show you that there's really good test-taking skills that are coming out. Like, even if you're doing poorly with the math, you could do very well on this exam because you have a little bit of common sense and logic you can use. Uh-oh, what problem am I on? 41? 41. Item 1. What is the vertex?
-2, -3.
2, -3? Does everyone feel okay with that? Yeah. What do you mean not straight? I don't know what you're looking at. It counts by twos.
The line on 41 is a little shaky.
Oh, okay. No, it should be smooth. Whatever program we took that picture off of made a shaky graph. All right, so now this is my general equation for a parabola in vertex form. Okay, remember I always said this is opposite. So this is my h value, this is my k value. Yes, they're x and y, but that's what we're going to use. So far, I'm going to do the opposite of that h. So I'm going to have x. So this was a positive 2, so it's going in as a -2. This stays the same. So far, we're there. Now, if you're not sure how to do it, if you can get to just plug it into that part right there, which 2 can I eliminate right away? A and B won't work. Okay? So now we have to go C or D. Now this is where you have to think about our pattern graphing. Remember our pattern graphing is A times 1, 3, 5? So from our parabola, our vertex, if I go right 1 from the vertex and go up 1, do I land right on the graph? Do I land on the parabola that's graphed? If I go right 1, up 1 from the vertex, what do you think? No. So that means that C can be crossed off as well because the A value on that one for pattern graphing would go right 1, up 1. If you look at the graph and said, okay, I'm going from the vertex, I go from my vertex. If I go up 1, right 1, do I land on the graph or not? And if you look at the graph, we don't. So we know the answer to this one has to be D. And then 42, pretty sure you all can do. What do you think? What's the A value on that? Take a better look. It's -2, so it has to open which way? Down. If it's grouped, it's opposite. If there's something outside, it's the same. So our A value is -2, so that means it opens down. Friends, don't be the kid that says, oh, it opens right. We have never drawn a parabola that opens sideways. Well, some of you have. It's like, through this parabola, it goes this way. Yeah.
Didn't you say that eventually we will have parabolas open?
For CP,
Yeah.
CP geometry, CP algebra 2, college algebra, you will not see it. If you were taking the pre-calculus for accelerated up to pre-calculus, then you start seeing it. It becomes something called a parametric equation. But that's something you don't have to worry about. Yeah. Down, yeah. Jay.
You know how
Yes, when it's in parentheses.
yeah, I
So,
I mean, I chose down. That's what I had to.
okay, so you're good on 42 going down all day long? Okay. If anyone chooses right or left on that, you're going to repeat my class. And I'll have some other teacher teach. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. You just know that nothing's open right or left. So is that all I wanted you to run through?
Yeah.
All right, so my friends, you have the rest of the period to work on the rest of the packet. We will go over problems tomorrow, and then we will be done. Remember, anything that's on here, and if you missed out on anything, the videos are up on this from yesterday. You can use this on the test. You come showing up to the test day saying, hey, do you have an extra one of those reviews for the final? Yeah, here's a blank one. Oh, well, I left mine at home. Sorry. Can't do it for you. So,